back to Nail Chronicle for my Telltale Heart nail art. No, that wasn't meant to rhyme, but it kind of worked out. Anyway, so this is one of my 4 Halloween designs for 2020, and of course they can be used throughout any year. So for this design, I'm using a Minology plate, which is branded on the old brand called Bundle Monster. I'll put all the details into the blog link about like the polishes and plate that I used for this design. So I kept this design really simple, and I just wanted to do 3 basic images and 2 reverse stamped images. I decided to go with a white base coat, and the reason for this is I wanted the images to really pop, and also there was a lot of writing images that I wanted to use, and I felt they would it would look more like a book if I'd used a white or a very light base colour. I'll be doing a swatch in a few weeks, probably after all the Halloween stuff's over, of the white base coat, so keep an eye out for that because I've got some very interesting thoughts on it. But yeah, so I'm just using kind of stamping polish, and also applying the images that I'm going to reverse stamp onto my stamping mat. It just makes it easier, and it means I can do a lot of images at once. If you don't have a stamping mat, you can also do the reverse stamping directly on the stamper itself. It just means you have to do 1 at a time. You could do 2, but I think it would be kind of difficult and get a little bit crowded on the stamper. The other thing that you'll see me do is I am using my finger to remove the excess around the image. I don't know why I decided to do this, because I have started using the stamper just to keep my hands a bit cleaner, but I guess I fell into old habits. But definitely recommend using the stamper, or I have seen other people use Scotch tape. I haven't tried this one out myself, so if you have used the Scotch tape method, let me know down in the comments how you go about it. I'm not quite sure. Do you use the sticky side, or do you like fold it into a straight piece so that you've just got the non-sticky side showing? I'll be really curious to see how that actually works. Anyway, so I just kept going along with the images until I was sort of happy with them. And the other downside as well, actually, with using your finger to clean off the images is you've got less control. And so on one of my other designs, I've accidentally removed half the image and had to redo it because it was pretty much it was just not usable. So onto the reverse stamping. For the heart, I picked a kind of a very deep but vibrant red. So it's not a pink red, it's not a girly red, it's sort of that really classy deep red that it would suit the heart. It's sort of the first color that you think of when you think of a heart. And so I picked this one just to try and create as much realistic image as you could. And the other thing I made sure to do is to make sure there was no white spots. So you'll see I go back quite a few times with the heart. I didn't want any gaps or anything in the heart because otherwise it would just detract from the image. Some images you can get away with it a little bit more, but the thing to remember is this: no matter how small the heart, the hole I guess is on that image, it will look 10 times bigger when you flip it over. So if you see a gap there, definitely fill it in. For the feather, I decided to change tact and use a purple. I know it's a little bit different because typically you get like a white or a black feather, like similar to what a bird was, and not typically a purple feather, but I thought it would look kind of cool having a different color, and it was really nice having a different color against the red and the black that was already on the nails. For the pot, I was tossing up between brown and black, and I purely went black just because I could see I already had it open, and I didn't have to go digging through trying to find a brown that I was happy with. The brown I've got isn't really, I would have to sort of darken a little bit if I was going to use it, so I just went with the easiest thing. Before I put my clear on, I cleaned up around my images, and the easiest way to do this is just use the clean stamping tool, clean dotting tool, just to gently rub. And so don't press into the mat or anything, like you're just literally just scraping across the surface very gently. And cleaning off the dotting tool quite regularly, because otherwise it builds up the polish quite quickly and quicker than what you would expect. And then it can start sort of embedding into the stamping mat, which you definitely don't want. It's so hard to remove. So clean often, and yeah, you can just clean off as much as you want, and then you can use the lint roller once you've removed the images at the end. So for the last step, I just peeled up my images and popped them onto my nail. The key thing is to make sure that the image is fully dry, and so you peel it up off the mat really slowly, and I'll show you that with the red heart in a second, which isn't quite ready. The other thing is, if the image is big and you've got very curved nails, I find just putting a small slice on the very edge of it, like on the bit where there's no colour, it does help, so it doesn't create so many of the crinkles. And I think the curved nails thing is why I have so much trouble with the peel off base coat as well. So I just gently press it down and go from there. And so you'll see now I'm lifting up the sort of red heart, and I'm doing it very gently and very slowly because I have a feeling it's still wet, and you can see just poking through, the nail polish is still sticking to the mat, so it's definitely not ready. So I just pop it down, really gently press, don't press hard, just really gently, and it doesn't make a difference. As you can see, this has ended up being my favorite of the images. I loved how it turned out, and it looked pretty cool. So let me know in the comments if you're going to be doing a Halloween design this year, and let me know what you thought of this design. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you next time for my next spooky Halloween design. Thank you. Bye.